welcome. This is Devin from Deadly Art Gaming. For those coming for the first time, welcome. For those coming back, welcome back. Today we are going to go over our weekly wrap up of the happenings of the week. Uh, got a little bit of information, a few different games we've got to cover, some tech stuff and all that. So quite a bit to go over. But other than that, if you do like the content, please, if you don't mind, hit that like button. If you want to keep up to date with gaming news, wrap ups, game guides, builds, reviews. I also do live streaming of games. Like right now, now that Path of Exile has at least launched a new league, I've been streaming that now. So feel free to tag along, smash that subscribe button. You can always join my Discord link down below. Uh, you can chit chat with me while in Discord to me on while I'm streaming live. Um, I have all of that there. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into the news and see what's going on this week. First off, to start with, before we go into this, the first one I wanted to cover was the tech. Nvidia's launch of the 30 series cards just happened, and it was a kind of a disaster. Um, Everything sold out within seconds. They had a bunch of issues. The site crashed, all that fun stuff. So if you didn't get one, yeah, they're gonna have some more out here soon. They've already made a statement that they are gonna have some back on the market. Now, granted, those are gonna sell out fast too. They're pushing some out to the retailers and stuff like that, but they have the 3090s coming out here in the next few days. But other than that, you'll have to probably wait until about October time to really get your hands on and be able to get your hands on like the 3080s. Um, but also, they also had some additional new stuff that came out with those cards. Now, pretty much all this has to do with RTX only cards. So if you have GTX or anything before 20 series RTXs, uh, it's kind of not going to pertain to you. Some of it might. I haven't really got to. One of them I just found out last night. I haven't gotten to dig into it to see if it's compatible with previous. Um, but they did launch the Nvidia broadcast with the launch of the 30 series, so anybody that likes to stream, it does have its quirks and stuff like that. So I did make a video for it of how to set it up and how it worked. So I will have a link above to that. I am using it right now. That's the video thing you're seeing on the screen where it's doing the green screen without me having a green screen. Um, it's in the video part is in beta, so they're still working on that. So it's not perfect, but it does pretty darn good for not having a green screen behind to do it because they're doing AI. Also, something else I just found yesterday is if you have, um, let me pull it up here, GeForce Experience. If you go into the if you go into your GeForce experience, go to settings and turn on enable experimental features, it's going to download an update to 3.20.5.48. There's a new thing to it um, with this update. If you while you're in, press Alt Z to bring up this, you'll see a new tab which is performance, which essentially gives you the ability to overclock your card. Um, from I haven't gotten to work at it. Actually, I might as well. Well, no, I'm not gonna test it while you're because I don't want to mess up the video or anything like that. But essentially, you just come in here. It's all automatic. You turn it off, turn it on, and then it'll kind of do its tuning as you want. So you can kind of change your target as far as temperature, if you want to allow it to go a little bit hotter, a little bit lower, where you want it to be type deal, and then you turn it off. I don't know why it's on because I haven't run it yet. Um, and then you let it run, and then it'll tell you how much it altered or changed your voltage, your GPU clock, all that stuff, and all that stuff. But also something else that could be beneficial to some. It gives you the ability to go to here, which is an overlay, where instead of just doing the camera, viewers, comments, and stuff like that, you can actually put your performance up there. Let me see if it'll show it doing this. If you do Alt R, it's maybe because I'm in it. Well, there it is. It essentially will put up something here that will have your FPS, your latency, utilization, stuff like that. And then, let me see. And so here you can kind of see the breakdown of stuff as well. So you can put it on advanced so you can actually see your clock speeds, fan speeds, and all that stuff. If you're like, say, you're tinkering with stuff or pushing the limits, benchmarking stuff like that, this might be you can see your CPU and your GPU usage. So something kind of nice to kind of see how things are functioning with stuff. So definitely a nice addition there. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. All right. But that's it for Nvidia. So let's go get ahead and get into the gaming news. Um, Ubisoft announced essentially an update on Beyond Good and Evil 2. If you like that one and everything like that, it's not really much of an update. They're just basically saying the production is well underway. They've gotten the core development and production milestones and everything like that, so they're going to start pushing a little bit. They're pushing further in. They also have added a lot more people to their teams. They've also added Ubisoft Paris as a partner studio to help with the production. So um, they've been helping for the past 6 months. So just helping to get that trucking along. But other than that, not really much of an update of where exactly they're in the middle of. So I mean, I don't think they're too maybe in first quarter setup of it, just with the concentrating on core development and production milestones. So maybe about a quarter to halfway, somewhere around in there. So we'll have to see where. We'll see soon when they do, I guess, on the next update. Um, all right, so next thing is Immortal Fenyx Rising. This one was announced, and this one's coming in December 3rd. So not too far away. So it's kind of cool seeing that it was just announced not long ago, and it's already coming out this quick. So hopefully, uh, they're not pushing it too fast and it's going to be a broken game when it comes out like we keep seeing happen, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of the greed of the companies. All they care about is pushing them out as fast as possible, pressuring their developers and all that stuff to get it done, and not taking the time to get it right, or get it to look good. Because I don't know if y'all have seen some of the trailers of some games coming out now, are even coming with half done areas. So I mean, it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, what are y'all doing? So hopefully it's not going to be completely rushed and we get it and it's full of bugs and all kinds of stuff. So, but so far, I did cover it with the Ubisoft's board event. it does look really well. It has some features of Assassin's Creed, other games, all kinds of stuff in it. It looks really good. It looks like it could be really fun. But like I said, we'll see. Next thing is Call of Duty Black Ops. That was revealed. Looks really good. They've made a few changes to it, like the sliding option where you run and slide. That's out. It's now more of a crouch, like you slide on your knee type deal. Uh, Bunny hopping is going to be back big time. Now there is kind of a drawback when you land, you are slowed for a split second, but uh, bunny hopper will be back full bore. Um, Other than that, they've already started the early access or preview event, whatever, for PlayStation. Started this weekend, so lucky to them. They always get those from them. Us on PS or PC are still waiting. But I'll definitely be playing that and streaming that as soon as that comes out, and we'll have some fun taking out some enemies. There we go. And then next is the Lost Epoch. This is a game that I've been playing for a bit now. Made several guides, build guides for it. I've been playing. It's a really fun game. Um, they've got a big patch coming up, 0.7.10. They've got a lot of updates, and they've already been not really. It's not a leak when it comes from them. They've already given us insight of things that are coming into it, things that everybody's been begging for, asking for. They're bringing loot filters, quality of life changes, changes to skills, and all kinds of stuff. And that's just a few things that they've told us. So there also is other things in the works. They've started the beta or the separate beta because I know it's in early access right now. Um, Multiplayer is being tested right now, not on the beta, not on the early access or anything like that. This is a separate invite only build that they're testing the multiplayer right now. So you have to get invited to get into. Um, Hopefully, I'll get to get into there and test it out. Um, but hopefully that goes smoothly and they're able to get that in there quickly because they also got that and the new class supposed to be coming in the next phase, not the next patch, the next phase, which is when multiplayer is supposed to come. So all that even bigger stuff is supposed to be coming. Hopefully that'll be sometime in the next month or two. Uh, but other than that, Lost Epoch is shaping up to being a very, very good game. Um, from everybody that I've talked to, everybody I play with, stream with, my community and stuff like that, I haven't had anyone complain about the game of not having stuff to do, no diverse builds or anything like that. For those that played Wilson, everybody knows that game was rushed. There wasn't much to do once you hit in game and all that stuff. Um, with Lost Epoch, I've had more interest to play the game than I ever had with a lot of games lately. Not just Wilson, just a lot of games in general. I didn't have that thrill of whenever I killed something or I defeated something because it was a challenge. So yes, the bosses here, a lot of them are challenging and they will push you to the limits a little bit. Some will frustrate you, which is to me good. Because I don't know about y'all, but a lot of these games are getting to the point where you get a build, overpower it, and then just run over everything. So I like having a boss where it takes me 5, 6, maybe 10 times to learn the mechanics and then keep mastering what to do to get him to die. And then feeling that feeling of success. Something I haven't felt in a lot of games in a while. So I give them kudos for that. So they did. The boss fights are not going to be quick, even if you have a really powerful build. They're not going to be quick. I mean, there are a few broken builds that you can decimate bosses, but it's an early access, so they're balancing all that stuff as we go. Uh, they've been really quick to get things taken care of and fix bugs and all that stuff. So I definitely commend them for their communication with their community. They talk with the community. They're always on the forums. They're always in Discord. Um, they're always answering questions. They're always communicating what they're looking at, what they're doing, and kind of getting feedback from the community of what they think. And which I think is great because they're actually taking that input and they're doing it. They're not just saying stuff and then letting everybody comment and just ignoring it. So I do commend them for the jobs that they're doing. Um, Next up is going to be Torchlight 3. Torchlight 3 had their big update on the 15th, which they did a bunch of changes. I did make a breakdown video covering kind of a speed breakdown because essentially this is 3 parts long. Just to kind of give you a retrospect of how much they changed. This is just part 1. Part 2 and part 3 are just as long. So a lot of changes, a lot of updates, a lot of balancing, a lot of monster changes, difficulties, changes to the fort building, the adding the training dummies, um, movement skills, stuff like this. And these are all links to tickets that the players have made and things like that so that they're implementing and changing due to player feedback, which is kind of cool that they add that. Um, but definitely some well welcomed gifts, not gifts, uh, updates and changes and fixes and stuff like that to the game. There's a lot of bug fixes in here, so definitely a good job there. So we'll see. They're getting close to being done with it. Um, they will. They did state that in a state of the game recently that it is getting close to where they'll be announcing when the final wipe will happen and the launch and all that stuff. So um, that will be coming soon. So keep an eye out, and I'll let y'all know once that is released of when all that stuff's supposed to happen, and I'll let y'all know. And last but not least, Path of Exile. Path of Exile just released the Heist League. So far, it's shaping up to be pretty decent. Um, I've been streaming it since launch. I'm making a what was it called? Crackling Lance build. Um, it's starting to shape up now. Finally got to where I'm not dying all the time. So, but yes, the league so far, I haven't gotten into doing like the grand heist or anything like that. So far, I've been doing the contracts, leveling up my mercs, um, and stuff like that. I mean, it's. I don't know if I fully like it. Like, it's not overwhelmingly awesome. I can't wait to do the grand heist to really see that. That I think is going to be a lot of fun. But the contracts are eh. You kind of you go through. You kind of try not to alert as many enemies, and you don't want to cast or use your spells as much as possible. So don't just sit there and spam them. Um, because every time you do, it'll raise your alert level, and the more that the enemies cast and all or that you kill, it raises alert levels, and opening up contraband boxes raises alert levels. So once you set the alarm off, you can't pick up any more um, chests. So don't sit there and because I had one where I went through and I was getting kind of high on my alert level, and there was one room that had like 4 chests in it. I was like, man, I really want to go get those, but I knew that would sound off the alarm and I wouldn't get the ending uh, prize that I was actually contracted to go get. Um, to So I had to choose: do I want to go after the loot at the end, or go for those chests? And that's the thing, is you don't know what's at the end, because once you go in there, there's your bounty, which you're supposed to go for, which is just like an idol or whatever the object is, which you trade in for um, markers at the NPC at the end. You trade them in, you get markers at the end. Some of them actually have some vaults or some safes in there that you can open up for loot. Some don't. So you never know what's going to be at the end. So it's one of those things you've got to make up your mind of, would those, do you think those 4 chests would be worth it, or go for the bounty to get your marks? Because some of these cost quite a bit of marks to run, because you got to pay your mercs and the fees and all that stuff. Um, so that's kind of to help refund you and give you more to keep going through. So it's kind of one of those things you've got to kind of make up your mind, because sometimes you can go grab those 4 chests, but the thing is, like I said, once you go grab that ending bounty, it sets off the alarm. So if you chose that, you're not going to be able, even if you have your merc lockpick it, disable the whatever in that area where those 4 chests are, you can't go get the bounty and then run back and run in there and pick them up. It puts like chains and an orb and all kinds of stuff over it, so you can't get it. Um, and it looks like, from what I could tell, like the longer you take trying to escape, the more waves come in, the harder they tend to get. They do drop ban. Now, everything that drops in there is considered contraband, so it goes in your inventory. You can't do anything with it until you get out. So essentially, if you get something nice, don't die. If you die or leave the encounter by any means other than the escape hatch, you lose it. You don't get the stuff. Um, so bear in mind, you have to live to get out. So like if you start getting overwhelmed, if you have a way of cloaking or whatever, getting through just past the mobs and just make a mad dash, do it. Because if you die, you lose it. Lose all your stuff, and it was a waste. Now, something I did report is watch where you click when you go into the heist, because the portal back out is in random little locations around where you port in. So don't just port in and immediately press a direction, because if you accidentally hit the portal to port back out, you lose the contract. So whatever, nice contract, bad contract, whatever the case may be, you lose that contract and the marks that you use to contract the minion and all that stuff. So just bear in mind. Um, I did report that to see if maybe they can put a stationary location so you know that whenever you go in, because it was essentially my second one, and I knew the first one. Whenever I zoned in, it was back to the left. So I was clicking while when I was zoned in. I just immediately clicked forward while I looked over to the right at my stream, because someone had said something. Of course, I just clicked because I didn't think there would be a portal there, because I thought it was stationary like most of the games. They're usually in one spot. Clicked it and zoned out before I could do anything, and I was like, great. Um, but other than that, I also, the gear that's drops in there, some of it can come as altered, like altered gems, alter quality gems, but also the gear you get can have different stats on them. So like uniques can come with different stats or extra stats on them, which is kind of cool. So some of the gear, just because it says it's yellow or whatever, it'll have normal rolls on it, but it might have extra rolls on them. So keep an eye out on what you get, the gems, everything that you get in there. Really look at it to kind of see if there's anything bonus. I know on the yellow stuff, there'll be different colors as far as the one or the two extra mods on it. So just bear in mind on that. Um, but other than that, that was pretty much it. Uh, so I hope you enjoyed the content. Um, if you did, please smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with gaming news, guides, builds, reviews, all kinds of stuff here. Feel like join the Discord down below. Uh, to chat, ask me questions, have any games that you want me to cover, anything like that, feel free to let me know. I'll get to it. But other than that, my name is Devin from Deadly Art Gamers, and you all have yourselves a great day.